it's not going to be in the main event anyway. So, are we really looking forward to this match?
Let's talk about that. How, Josh, in what conceivable universe do you have? So, not only that people will say, okay, well, they listed off like 8 different Royal Rumbles or something like that, where the Royal Rumble winner was not the main event of WrestleMania. Okay, I understand, damn it. But for the vast majority, that's if you have WrestleMania. This is WrestleMania 40. What is it? 41.
One, yeah.
Okay, so let's just say, for the sake of simplicity, we have 8 out of 41 times. That means that 33 times the main eventer was the Royal Rumble winner. Okay, let's just use statistics then. The vast majority of the time that is the case. Then, the guy's name is Main Event Jey Uso. And so, let's say Jey does beat Gunther, and then I'm a heel and I'm one of his opponents in the post-Mania season. The first thing I'm going to say, you're not even the main eventer at your own WrestleMania. And that's going to hit so hard with whoever says it to him. I know it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so you have the adage of him being the main eventer, him win the Royal Rumble. And then with them doing that, I think that devalues the win of the Royal Rumble. Because that used to be the most prestigious thing and be reserved for the top storyline. But now they're just using it as a plot device. And I think that it's not an indictment of Jey at all. It's just that they have not been putting the amount of resources that they have that they put in other storylines. Like, can you honestly say that they put more effort? How would you compare the amount of effort that they put in Jey's storyline versus Gunther as opposed to Cody and Roman last year?
It's not the same.
It's not close. It's like what? I wouldn't even say a quarter of the effort.
Yeah.
I know you can't quantify this with numbers, but I'm just trying to illustrate something tangible.
I was just trying to think, because who had the World Heavyweight Championship? It was Seth, right? So Seth had it, and he was going against Drew, and he had a feud with Drew, and then because that feud wasn't as big as the Roman and Cody feud was the biggest feud last year. So yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And Cody won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Both 2 years in a row, and that was the biggest story. And now they so if people just step outside of this and understand the context of what the Royal Rumble is, what they had the potential to do, and so now what do? He has to open WrestleMania, either night 1 or night 2. He has to open, and to me it's insane that even on his grandest stage, he's still being overshadowed by Roman in a non-title match. So that's definitely if I'm in creative. I'm not saying I'm in WWE creative, but if I am in creative, I'm going to use that as a plot point. I'm going to, of course, they're all going to go to the obvious well, the Roman and Jey dynamic, because Jey's champion and Roman isn't. And then I'm also going to bring up the fact he didn't even, if I'm a heel, I would have the heel mention that he didn't even main event his own WrestleMania.
Brian, what if Jey Uso does not win against Gunther at WrestleMania, though? What if he's just same event Jey Uso?
I see what you did there. Back to teaming with Jimmy.
And also I want to ask this: since they're not focusing on this Jey and Gunther storyline as much as they're doing with Cena and Cody, does that mean they only had Jey win the Royal Rumble for fan service?
I mean, they do stuff like that, but I think they were rewarding him because he's the most over guy, and he has put in a lot of work. If you saw the interview that he did earlier this week, he was saying that there's people who are better than him and they don't get the reactions, and I mean what he said is true. But would it really kill him to use another just to expand his arsenal slightly? Because I think really if Jey could expand his arsenal and then hone in on telling a story between the ropes, I think he could really step into this role. It's kind of like Liv Morgan did when Liv Morgan first was slotted into the main event picture of her division. She wasn't a headliner. I didn't think that she really deserved it. I didn't think that she deserved it more than some of the other women that were in her division. But she stepped up, and she carved out a niche for herself. She was able to advance and grow into the role. I think that's exactly what Jey needs to do. We don't need a 8-month title run of him just doing super kicks and Uso splashes and yeeting and bringing out his favorite rapper from his gym workout playlist on PLEs. We don't need that.
Yeah. Hey, Main Event Jey Uso, not main eventing, so
Somebody's gonna call him mid-card Jey Uso
they should. It would be good.
or curtain jerker Jey Uso.
But yeah. And
I
also,
like Jey Uso, to be clear.
if he wins, say for instance does start out. He wins, they have the fireworks, and then they continue the show. Usually the fireworks at the end of the show, right? Like,
Yeah.
so how, you know what I mean? Does this mean it's less likely that he'll win now? Like,
I don't know. That's a good point too, because you would think they would have some kind of like grand spectacle.
right, when because he just won the World Heavyweight Championship. People are going to be eating, and it's going to be at the beginning of the show.
There might even be
It'll be
confetti.
Right, confetti. Exactly. So they're not gonna clean it up and then continue the show. So like, I think that's the other thing they dropped the ball on when it comes to not having him main event, especially if he's going to win. If he's going to win, and there's not going to be a big extravaganza afterwards, like you have to have him eating with the crowd with the title if he wins, right? And with the confetti falling down, right?
But I'm thinking Eddie and Benoit back in when they both run their matches at Mania, and they I'm thinking something that's what that needs to happen. But that's a lot of confetti to clean up when they got
you can't
6 more matches that night.
You can't. So there's no way you can do that. So it will be interesting to see how they're gonna do that, unless he wins and he gets attacked. But does that ruin the celebration? Like,
I don't think it needs. I think they should let him have his moment.
Yeah.